Hey everybody, it's me Stacey here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and it's time for Saturday with Stacey, YouTube number 277. This is the last YouTube of 2018, and I'm going to give you a heads up right now. I am probably going to cry at some point during this. This is now the 9th time I've tried to get past the first 2 minutes, and so far I'm not succeeding. 2018 is just about gone. There's only a handful of days left. Today is the 29th of December, so 2 days left, and then we start 2019. And while I'm super glad to see 2019 come along, I also have to look back at 2018 and kind of take stock of what happened. And actually, I'd like to say I need to look back to July, July of 2017, and all the way through 2018 and kind of take stock of what's happened. Now, the YouTube I have for you today is fun and technique, and there's things you're going to be able to do right away because I bet you own some of this product already. You may own a couple colors here and a couple foils there and maybe some of this over there, and you're going to be able to right away go grab your supplies, run to your craft room, and start to play. So this YouTube is all about positives and negatives and masking. And I'm excited to bring it to you. But when I think about the positives, I need to kind of reflect and talk about the positives that have happened here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and more importantly to me and my family since July of 2017. And for those of you who don't know, in July 21st, 2017, my house burned down. It did, at 3:30 in the morning, and we were all in there. And we're glad to be alive. Really, we are. That is an absolute positive. And then just a few months later, my mom passed away. And then just a few months later, one of our SMS staff, Claire, her husband passed away. And then just a few months later, Yvette passed away. SMS girl Yvette. It's been a challenging year and a half. And so I think the thing that kept me going was you. All of you. I dropped the ball so many times in the past year and a half. I just could not figure out how to get my brain around everything that had happened. And by George, you all stood with me. You didn't even stand with me. You lifted me up on your shoulders when I couldn't do it myself. And you gave me this time to figure things out. And I think I have. It still hurts my heart. I'm still sad about losing my home. I don't think we're ever going to go home. I think we've come to the realization that home is gone, and we're going to have to find a new home. It won't be the same, but that doesn't mean it can't be okay. I don't know where that home's going to be yet because we have to pay the mortgage off of our home with the insurance money, and then we're going to have to figure things out after that. But we will figure them out. But for this past year and a half, you've given me grace, and I can't say thank you enough. Our shipping was so awful. I just could not get my head around everything that needed to get done. Oh, there they are. I just could not, every day just seemed to be a task, a big chore to keep my family together and to keep the business together. And somehow you knew that, and you gave me this chance, this time to get back to me. And I know all of you have been so kind in sending notes and letters about the fact that our shipping is so much better. It is such a good positive. So I just have to say thank you. And I think the reason why I'm so emotional is because I went and saw Mary Poppins Returns, and you're like, Stacey, it's a Disney movie. I totally get that it's a Disney movie. And I wasn't sure that I wanted to see it because I am such a Disney purist. Honestly, I love Mary Poppins. I love Mary Poppins and I love Evil Queen. They are my two things that I collect of Disney. And Mary Poppins is that Stacey that I want to be. And Evil Queen is that Stacey that sometimes I would like to be too. So there's Mary Poppins on one shoulder and Evil Queen on the other. And Mary Poppins is saying, don't do it, Stacey. And Evil Queen's like, go for it. And Mary Poppins like, no, remember, practically perfect in every way. And Evil Queen is like, just give them the apple. And so I did. I went and saw Mary Poppins Return after much thought. And because I didn't want it to change one of my most favorite movies. And I have to tell you, it didn't. They did such a wonderful job. It is a different movie. It is a new movie. But honestly, I could barely get through it. I almost had to get up and leave the movie because some of what it talked about just hit so close to home, and I didn't know it was going to do that. The songs, they touched my heart, and the theme of the movie, because I don't want to spoil it for those who haven't seen it, the theme of the movie and what happens in the movie, it was like they were talking to me. And so there's a song in the movie that is Nothing's Gone Forever, is the name of the song, and there's some lyrics to it. And some of the lyrics are, time to close your eyes so sleep can come around, for when you dream you'll find all that's lost is found. Maybe on the moon, or maybe somewhere new, maybe all you're missing lives inside of you. And so when I look back at the past year and a half, I need to listen to those words because it is all inside of me and it's all inside of you. The things that we've lost really aren't lost. They're just out of place. And if we look inside ourselves, we can find them again. And I need to hold on to that because we are not, I'm sure we're not going to ever go back home. But what is that? It's just a building. It's just a place where you put your head down. It isn't what made my family my family. And I look up at you can't see the shelf in front of me, but there's snow globes there. There's snow globes that you sent me when my mom passed away because I lost her snow globes in the fire. And you've sent me snow globes to replace them, and I look at them at every single YouTube. I see them every day. I have a pendant that says SMS on it, and I wear it every day. That was sent to me. You have given me the opportunity to heal. And I'm hoping that in 2019, I can give you the opportunity. If there's ever a time that I can give you the opportunity. And so there's also another song in the movie Mary Poppins, Nowhere to Go But Up. And that's what I think. I think that there's no place for us to go but up. We're only gonna get better. And I'm not talking about my business and scrapbooking made simple. I'm talking about us. We can just be anything we want. We can do anything we want. And as long as we remember that it's what's inside of us that we take with us, then we're going to do great things in 2019. It's hard to lose your home and hard to lose your parents, and you all have got your own things that you have been through in 2018 and 17 and 16 in your life. And yet we're resilient. We come back because there is no place to go but up sometimes. So I have to thank you. Because again, you didn't leave me behind. When all of this was happening, you didn't leave me behind. You took me with you and you carried me when I couldn't. And you need to know that it is not lost on me. and it is not taken for granted. It is appreciated, and it is something that I don't know that I can ever repay. But I'm going to try. So, 2019, here we come. And for today we're talking about positives and negatives and masking. And I'm going to give you a heads up right now. You're going to possibly want to pause me at some point, because this isn't the best of Simply Defined. This is the rest of Simply Defined. We have pulled the product that's left from all the way to the beginning of 2018, and we are clearancing it out. We are clearancing it out. So anything that was Simply Defined prior to 2018 is on sale. Whatever we have left of dies and stamps, embossing folders. Some things we have 3 of, some things we have 30 of, some things, like I said before, I liked it more than you did. You can't hit a home run with every release. You just can't, not when you're doing as many releases as I do. But this is your time to go and get it at what was, they were already at a great price, and now they're at a you can't pass them up price. And I'm hoping that we're able to take those funds and put them towards wherever we end up, whatever home we find. So I can't do this with other people's products, other manufacturers' products. I can't do this with that, but I can do it with my products. So this isn't the best of Simply Defined. This is the rest of Simply Defined. And if there was something that you had wanted in previous releases that you didn't get, well, stop. Don't watch me anymore. Just go order it, because when they are gone, they are gone. And like I said, they're at a dramatically discounted price, so that we can maybe use that towards finding a new home. Your order does not allocate until you hit the submit button. And like I said, there's some things that there's 3 of, and there's some things that there's 230 of. I thought it was super cute. You guys, but that's okay. It can't, like I said, it can't be a home run every time. So today I'm going to be using some of the product that I used last week. I'm going to be using some of the dies and die sets that I used last week, and just showing you a couple new, well, not new techniques, but maybe a couple techniques that you didn't realize you could do. And it's going to be using masks, the positives and the negatives of masks, because I mentioned not throwing away the liner to your Stacey tape last week, and that I would come, I would do a YouTube on it, or I would talk about it, or I'd get to it. Well, holy smokes, artichokes, you guys wanted to know what to do with the liner like now. So I thought that's what we're gonna do. There is definitely more than one technique that I've got for you. So if you want to pause me and go take a look and see if there's any of the Simply Defined that makes your heart happy, and then come back, or if you want to pause me so you can take notes, because you may want to take notes on some of this. All right, you guys. Again, thank you for everything. It just wouldn't be the same without you. So 2019, here we come. And for the rest of the day, I'm going to tilt on down, and we are going to get started. All right. Oh, and I want to say one thing before I go down. I received an email. And I received an email. And if you're watching this, your marble's on its way. Your marble is on its way, okay? So you just hang tight until that marble gets there. Okay? Okay. And if you don't think you can hang tight until that marble gets there, then you call. You call me. You call whomever your best friend, your support system, you call. But I'm gonna hope that you hang with us until that marble gets there, and then you just turn that marble. Okay. All right, down we go. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom in and zoom in. I'm supposed to be doing a live chat for this, but I don't know that I can. I think I'm gonna be a blubbering mess. All right, this is the make and take that we have going on downstairs right now. And it is using my stamp set, which finally arrived. Wahoo Kachoo. It's using, let me see if I can find it, the newest stamp set from Simply Defined for December 2018. It is a 5x7 stamp set. You get all of the words. So you get happy birthday, wishing you well, so happy, thankful, hello there, praying for you, and dear friend. All of them for $7.99. Wahoo Kachoo. And this is the sample that we made with it. Now this is using Gilding flakes and foil. But how did we do that? Well, that's what we're going to talk about. And again, I don't have a tremendous amount of samples to show you, but at the end, I don't think you're going to need a tremendous amount of samples. I think you're going to be, whoo! Okay, so to begin with, Stacey tape. What is Stacey tape? It is a double-sided adhesive, and it is as wide as 6 inches. And it's as narrow, well, it's even narrower. This is a 1/4 inch. We actually have it all the way down to an 1/8 inch. So there's widths all in between. And it's a double-sided adhesive. Is it the only double-sided adhesive out there? Heavens no! There's Scorpal, which is actually called Sukwang tape. And if you read the liner, it says Sukwang, 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 Sukwang. But it's sold by Scorpal. There's tape from Elizabeth Crafts. There's a whole bunch of different types of brands. Are all the brands the same? No, they are not. Your dollar store double-sided tape is not going to be the same as Stacey tape. Will Sukwang tape be comparable? Yes. Will Elizabeth Crafts tape be comparable? Yes. Those are quality brands making a quality product, and we have ours as well. Now, ours is a little bit longer and a little bit stronger, and it was a little bit less money. I don't know if it is anymore after all this time. But that doesn't mean that you can't do exactly what I'm going to be doing with somebody else's double-sided tape. Now, ours has a little bit heavier liner, so it peels up, and then you can either cut it or you can rip it. And then you can, oh, I don't want to do that. You can put it down on a piece of paper and pull up the liner, exposing the tape. And then what you do from here is up to you. You can use it just as an adhesive, so you could fold this closed and seal it. You can put glitter on it. You can put beads on it. You can adhere metal to it, or glass to it, or acetate to it, or vellum to it. It really is up to you what you want to do once the tape is exposed. But once it's exposed, you have to do something. So again, we use this every day in our store for putting down our mats and making our cards and our layouts and our pictures and all of that, along with any type of mixed media or altered art that we're going to be doing. But then you're left with this piece here, and that's where everybody had questions last week, because I talked about don't throw away your liner. And they're like, but why? Why don't you throw away your liner? Well, that's what we're going to get into today, using the positive and the negatives and Stacey tape. We're going to be using foil. Doesn't matter whose foil you have. Do you have to have, this is Crafter's Companion, no, Couture Creations. This is Couture Creations foil. Can you use Spellbinder's foil? Yes. Could you use Crafter's Companion foil? Yes. Can you use Thermoweb foil to do this technique? Yes, absolutely. We sell Couture Creations because they give you the most amount of foil for the least amount of money, and that makes my heart happy. We are going to be using glitter. This is an ultra fine glitter. That means it's a little bit more chunky than a microfine glitter. This is the Nouveau brand. Do you have Martha Stewart? Do you have Elizabeth Craft? Did you just order the Simply Sparkle transparent glitter from us? You're going to be able to play with the glitters you already have, and chances are this technique is going to work. We're going to be playing with some mica flakes. I have to be very careful with this because the mega flakes, mica flakes, gilding flakes, whatever you want to call them, they're very light and airy, and if you sneeze, oh my goodness, you'll have it all over you. So we're going to be playing with all of that and the tape, doing positives and negatives and how to get the most out of what you already have. Now, I'm going to start with, I think I'm just going to start with, let's do a quick one with some glitter. I've got a piece of cardstock, nothing fancy, nothing special. It's just my 80-pound. You could use 100-pound. I'm going to take a bit of my Stacey tape and I'm going to tear it right off. And I'm going to put it right down onto my cardstock. Ta-da! Now I'm going to cut this little end off because that's sticky and I don't want it to be sticky. It's not on the paper, so I'm just going to cut that little piece off and throw it away. Now, as long as it stays like this, I could keep this forever. Can you see I've got the liner on there? You can see the difference. I could make these up in advance and just store them. It's up to you what you want to do. But the minute I pull this liner off the top, the minute I do that and I expose that sticky, I have to do something with it. Now, most people would throw glitter down or just like I said, use it for just the adhesive that it is. But there's so much more to do with it. I'm going to start by taking one of my dies and I'm going to be using this set right here, which released last week. And it has 2 dies that do the decor die, and then it has a shadow die, and then I gave you words to fit in between. So this one is a $15.99 die. It's a contour die. And so we're going to play with this one for the most part today. And I'm probably going to be using just these 2. So it does have a matching foil plate. So if you do have a Go Press and Foil or the Spellbinder's Glimmer machine or the Crafter's Companion new machine, yes, if you want to foil, these are absolutely going to work well with it. No problem at all. And again, you get both of the borders because there's no reason to give you the same border twice. All you have to do is flip it and use it on the other side. And then lots of foiling words from I Believe in You, Friends Warm the Heart, Many Thanks, and Happy Birthday. So that comes with it. But today we're using the dies. And I'm going to pull my frame die. And I'm going to cut this first. So I'm going to cut into my Stacey tape and my piece of paper with my chemically etched die, my wafer die. And the reason they call these a wafer die is because it's wafer thin. I'm going to bring it on over. And I do not need a precision base plate for this at all. This is an open frame die, which means I can put my fingers through it. That means you don't need to have any type of precision base plate with it because it's going to cut through just fine. So I've got my multi-purpose platform. I've got the small version. You may have the large. Don't worry if you do. You're going to do everything exactly the same. The large version is just a little bit longer. I'm going to put my clear plate, my cut plate down, my frame die down, and my second cut plate. And I'm going to send it on through. Now you could go up and back if you want because we are asking for it to go through the liner of the tape, the adhesive, and the paper. Up to you. Chances are it cut just fine the first time, but if you want to be sure, there's nothing wrong with going backwards. It doesn't hurt anything, and sometimes better safe than sorry. There we go. So I've got the frame of what would be the background to this die right here. And if I put this on here, you will see that it fits perfectly. Hello. And I still have this piece here. Now, the liner. The liner is the thing I told you don't throw away. And here is some liner from my 6-inch roll. This is the stuff that you peel off to expose the sticky. This is the stuff that won't stick to the sticky, no matter which side you put on it. Being that this is tape, the only thing that won't stick to this is the liner. So it makes for a great handle if you need to use it as a handle, and you can put it back and leave it there if you're not going to do anything with your tape yet. But if you want to use this as a mask, it's the one thing that won't stick to the tape. Now, why would you want to use that as a mask? Let's fold this one. Well, I'm going to cut a piece of my liner off that I saved from an earlier, I did a 6-inch. We were die cutting out some stuff when we rolled out a 6-inch and we pulled the liner off. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to cut myself a piece. And you just get yourself a big old Ziploc baggie and just fill it in with all that liner. I know you may think you might never use it, but by George, when you need it, by golly, you need it. And then if you don't have it, then you got to waste tape to get it, and you don't want to do that, not when you're peeling them off and you've got so many of them. I'm going to bring over my die. Now this is going to need a precision base plate because it is very intricate. And this is a precision base plate. This is the third version of a precision base plate. There's 2 versions prior to, and this is the chrome version. It's a little bit more money. Do the others not work as well? Heavens no. I've got a little goop on it. They just made the new one so that it doesn't leave little lines in it. If you've got a version 1 or a version 2 and it's working perfectly for you, stay with it. You don't need to replace it. This is if you don't have one, and this is the newest version. Now, these are the directions. And if you can read the directions when you're die cutting, you're doing it wrong. I need this to be shiny side up or the flat black side up, whatever version you have, you don't want to be able to read the directions. And then I'm going to put it right down on my precision or on my multi-purpose platform with no clear or colored cutting pads down. There's no cut mats here. The precision base plate is going to go right on top of it, and it's going to act as if it was your bottom clear plate or your do not cut plate or your cut plate. It's going to take the place of one of these. Then I'm going to put my die on it, on top of my liner, just the piece that came off that most people would throw away. And I will put my plate over the top, and I'm going to send it through. Now, the liner is thin, but this is still a difficult die to cut without the precision base plate because it's so intricate. So even though the liner is thin, I'm still going to rotate at the end. I'm still going to rotate it so that the roller in my Sizzix Big Shot machine or my Platinum machine or my Cuttlebug machine or my Vagabond, well, Vagabond is a but you still want to rotate. That way I'm sure that that roller hits that die in a new and unique way, giving the roller an opportunity to cut through everything you need it to cut through. Oh, it moved and I got it just by the hair of its chinny chin chin. All right, so let me move this out of the way and show you what we've got. So I have cut the design out of the liner. Now, can you use these over and over and over again? It depends upon how ginger you are with them. Just remember, every time you use your double-sided adhesive tape, put the liner in a bag, and that way you don't have to worry about it. That way you know you've got plenty of liner to play with. And in fact, I'm going to keep some of these a little close to me, some that I cut earlier. That way maybe I don't have to go back through and cut a few more. Okay, so here it is. I've got the positive, and I've got the negative, right? I'm gonna hold that off to the side, and I've got the piece that I cut my original background, my original shadow. I've got these three pieces to play with. So I think the first thing I'll do is just play with a little bit of glitter and keep it very, very simple. So I'm going to take my liner off and expose my sticky. I don't know if you can see, it's got the sticky right there. I've got to do something with it because it's going to stick to me if I don't. I've got my liner here of my die cut. Now I'm just going to line it up and lay it on down. And the nice thing about it is that if you don't lay it down perfect the first time, because it's made of the liner, you can just peel it up and lay it down again. Now, do you see what I'm doing? This was the piece that I pulled off. I'm taking this and I'm using this to push down to make sure that that die cut of the liner is right up against the double-sided adhesive. That way, there's no little gaps underneath for anything to go under. It's down right down on it. And then I can take, let's play with glitter first maybe. I can take and I don't know, do I want? I don't know what I should have thought about this beforehand. Which colors do I like? Let's go ahead and let's just use a little bit of the blue. We'll see if the green has enough of a contrast. So I'm going to throw a little bit of blue and let it walk itself on down. A little bit of the blue. And I'm going to brush it off. And do you see? It didn't stick to that liner. Now, most of you would be going, oh, that's awesome. Look at how pretty that is. And yes, it is pretty, but we're only halfway there. Make sure I've got plenty. Now, because we're using a double-sided adhesive, because we're using Stacey tape, the glitter needs to be burnished. I'm going to tap this back in to my jar of Nouveau glitter, and it doesn't matter if you have Martha Stewart or Elizabeth Crafts or Nouveau. Whose glitter do you own? You're going to want to try it with that glitter. I need to burnish this, and the reason I need to burnish this is because right now the glitter's just kind of sitting on top. I want to really get it into the sticky so that it doesn't come off on my finger, but also what happens is the glitter gets happy. You will literally, honestly, truly see it change color. It brightens up when you burnish. Now, burnishing is not and it's not, oh, it's kind of in between a really hard and a just too soft. And you're just going to go around. And any glitter that is not on the sticky, that's too much overage, is going to come off. Maybe you can see there's very little there, but there is some there. So I'm burnishing, burnishing, burnishing. And that's good. I will tell you that when I teach this, I burnish like this in the store, because I'll be talking to you and I'll be burnishing at the exact same time. And this burnishes every bit as well. You just need to get it down there. And you can see it's not all over my hands. It is not like M&Ms. M&Ms really do melt in your hands. They do. But the glitter does not get all over. Now, some of you may be saying, okay, well, that's very pretty. Thank you very much. But remember, this is a mask. This is meant to be removed. So let's peel it up. You're like, take it off. Why? Well, because I want to do more. And this is where, if you get your mask off carefully, you can reuse it again. Absolutely, I can reuse this mask again. There's nothing wrong with it. However, if you've got plenty of liner, you may just want to recut it. That way your lines are like, this is kind of curly a little bit. I'll have to work with that to make sure I get it down straight. But I'm left with this. And now you're thinking, huh, what do I do? Because it's sticky. If I touch the white is the adhesive that was hidden underneath that mask, because that's what this is called, a mask. So it was masking off that extra adhesive so that I could do something more with it. Let's see. I don't know how well the green's going to show up. I don't know that it'll show up well at all, but we're going to do it anyway. Maybe we'll do half green glitter and half foil. Okay, I can't decide. I'm just gonna go. All right, so here I'm gonna drop some, I hope it looks okay, some green glitter. We'll just do the whole thing. And some green glitter. And I'm going to dust it off. And anywhere the sticky was still sticky, that glitter is going to show, is going to cling. And where it is not sticky anymore, that glitter is going to brush off. And why would it not be sticky anymore? Because we've got the blue, the teal glitter already on there. So the green glitter is only going to hold where that mask was keeping that adhesive nice and pristine. And again, you still have to burnish it. You still have to take your finger and burnish, burnish, burnish. But the cool thing about it is that the two glitters will not mix. They will not interchange. They will not commingle on your project. And then we've got, it's flat. There's no die cut on here at all. Mails beautifully. And you've got two different looks. Okay, let's do it again super quick. So I'm going to grab another piece of paper. I'm going to grab another piece of tape. I'm going to grab my die. Zoop. I'm going to cut another one. Bring over my machine. I'm using an open frame die because I'm just doing the shadow. Put that right down, send it on through. One send cut through just fine. I still have this piece to play with. I'm going to put that over there. I'm going to move this out of my way, and we're going to peel the liner off again. And I still have my mask. I still have my mask. So the first one we did with glitter. Peel it off. Take my pre-cut mask that I used last time. line it up. And put it down. Oh no, it's crooked. My line is off this edge. What do? Well, because you've used the liner, all you have to do is pick it right back up. It's not going to stick to the sticky. Say that 5 times fast. It's not going to stick to the sticky. I'm going to lay it back down. Try to line it up again. Oh, but see, now my finger's stuck to it. Okay, I'm going to take the liner that I peeled off of it and use that to help it push it down. And make sure that I've got really good contact. Oh, I'm still off, but you know what? We're good. We're going to go with it. I'm really off. Peel it back up because it's not going to stick. Now let's see if I can move just this side just a little bit over. Just that bottom just a little bit up. I shouldn't be so picky, but I am. Let's see how we go now. Well, that's a little bit better. I have a little bit of a bubble right here, so I'm just going to peel this side up and lay this side right back down. Just so I get rid of that little bubble. And what I mean by a bubble is I mean a little bit of a gap. I don't want any gaps between my adhesive and my tape and my mask. That way nothing can get underneath it. Okay, are we good? I think we're good. By George. Okay. Holy smokes, artichokes. Good thing I have my glasses on. So we're ready to go. Now, this time, instead of using glitter to put down on my first, I'm going to use my Mega Flakes. These are from Cosmic Shimmer, which is a brand by Creative Expressions. They come in this package. Let me tell you, there is enough in here to last you literally a lifetime. I want to say there's 9 or 10 different colors, maybe 12 different colors. And I know it looks thin and I know it doesn't look like a lot, but when you take this out, the first thing you're going to want to do is get yourself some sort of a Tupperware, because when you empty it out, it's going to go push. It's going to just aerate. And I mean, literally, you can't have, oh, see, I just blew a little bit. You can't have a fan on. You can't breathe too heavy on it. You can't have your air conditioning over the top of your head, because it's just as light and airy as a cloud, truly. Now I'm going to go ahead and pick up my Stacey tape on my cardstock that has the mask on it, and I'm going to kind of dip it in here and pick some of this up. While I'm working directly over the bowl, I'm going to take a Stemple brush. And these are the old stencil brushes that you used to use in the 80s when you wanted to stencil your bathroom walls, the borders, or your dining room walls when we were all stenciling in the 80s. And I'm just going to move it all over to it. It holds onto that sticky. So it's acting just like the glitter did, and it's holding wherever there's a sticky, wherever that sticky is visible, the Mega Flakes is going to hold directly to it. And your gold leafing. Now, why am I doing it directly over the bowl? Oh, I pulled up a little piece. All right, we'll live with it. Why am I going directly over the bowl? Because all the little bits and pieces that you take back off go right here. And I don't know if you can see, I moved in it, it just wants to go. Even the tiniest little bits and flecks, they still work. So that's, I think, one of the reasons why it lasts as long as it does. This isn't even a tenth of what comes in your package. So if I were to empty all of this into a Tupperware, and then it aerates, it's as full as can be. All right. So I've got I'm going to put the lid on before I move it. I've got my foil. And then I'm going to pull my liner off. Now, I wasn't being careful enough. And part of my mask peeled up so that it's no longer hiding that sticky, keeping that sticky safe from the gilding flakes. It pulled up and now there's gilding flakes there. So I'll show you. You'll be able to see it more when I peel this off. Okay. So there should have been another little loop-de-loo right here, but there isn't because I didn't have my mask down hard enough and I pulled it up. But we're going to continue on because that's what we do. And this is now sticky. So what am I going to do with this right now? Well, I could do the same thing. I could take the glitter and go with it and put glitter all over the top. Or what if I wanted to use something different? What if I wanted to use foil? Now again, it doesn't matter whose foil you use. So I'm going to grab our Couture Creations foil because it is hands down, without question, for heat activated foil, it is the lowest price for the most quantity. It's incredible. You get 15 feet of foil for $2.80. And nobody can touch that price. There's just nobody out there that touches that price. So then I've got the little tabs that Couture Creations came out with. They're kind of like these little Post-it note tabs. And that allows you to seal your foil back up without damaging it. And then when you want to use it, you just peel it up. And when you're done with it, you put it down. And they almost, I mean, truly, they look pretty much like those little tabs from 3M. It's just these are by Couture Creations. And we always say that 3M is doing fine on their own with their Post-it notes. So if you like these, get them from Couture Creations because I know Ozzy Andrew would greatly appreciate it. Now I've got that sticky, all that's white that you see is ready for something. It's adhesive. It's ready to, if I touch it, it's going to stick to me because it needs something. And the something that we're going to use is foil right over the top. And I'm going to press, 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 and press, press, press. And then I'm going to pull, pull, pull. And anywhere I still have sticky, all I have to do is go in and with my finger press down and pull up. Now, you can do this in the opposite direction too. What if we wanted to take, this time I'll use black, not that it's going to matter. What if we wanted to take, cut that off so it doesn't stick to my cutting pad, cut that off so it doesn't stick to my cutting pad, and send it on through. I don't need a precision base plate for it. Bring it on over. What if we wanted to take, roll that through, and let's see. So I've got this one here that's already been cut. I'm going to open this up. and lay this down, making my mask. Kind of center it the best you can. I think I'm going to raise it up just a little bit. It was a little low, so because it doesn't stick, I can just peel it right off, which is nice because you can't make a mistake. I still think that's kind of low. All right, we're gonna go with it. And kind of give a good press down. Oh man, so you can see when it's off. So I'm gonna take my tweezers and I'm gonna fix this one here and put that back down. And this one over here is too high. So I'm gonna pull this up and lay this one back down. Oh, I was close, but no cigar. Let's try again. And that's the beauty of the masking, is that it just comes right off. All right, let's give another whirl and see if I was any closer this time. Gosh darn it on that bottom one. Oh, but I think I'm good. Okay, good press. This time I'm going to make sure that I have a good press. So what do I want to do for my background? Do we want to gilding flake the background? Do we want to foil the background? Do we want to glitter the background? What do you want to do? What makes your heart happy? We could absolutely take, just so you see both sides, we could take my glitter, my Simply Sparkle, and I'm just going to do half of it. So I'm going to put my Simply Sparkle, which is a transparent glitter, right down on half of it and brush it off and put it away. And put my lid on and give it a nice little burnish. I could be doing it while we're talking. I just need to give it a good little rub and you will see it get happy. Good little rub. Now on the other side, I could take and do foil. What if I chose to do foil? We'll go ahead and we'll use the blue again. Did I do foil? I did foil. What if I did gilding? No, I did gilding flake. Let's do foil as the background. So now I'm going to put some of my foil right over the other half and I'm going to press into it. Just give it a good press. And pull up. And anywhere it's not foiled, I can go back in and just take the excess foil that I've got, and anywhere it doesn't have any foil, I just push in. I just push in. And where it needs foil, it's going to stick. So I'm showing you two different things on the same background, on the same die cut, so you can see. Okay, so I've got one side with glitter, with my microfine glitter. I've got one side with foil, and then all I have to do is peel off my, now I could cut it if I really wanted to, peel off my mask to expose the sticky. And then it's a matter of, okay, What do you want to fill that space with? Which one do you like better? Let's grab some of our gilding. And very gently, so I don't make a mess, kind of dip it in. Look at how much it picks up, and then brush it off. And where it is sticky, that gilding will stay to it. And where it is not sticky, that gilding will come off. I like my bigger brush. Much faster. So where it's sticky, my gilding has stuck. Where it's sticky. And yet you still have the foil and you still have the glitter. It's up to you. So we've done glitter on glitter, and gosh, I have tons of samples. And oh, not that one. Yeah, and then foil and flaking and glitter and flaking. And I mean, it's just so easy to do. And all you're using is double-sided adhesive and your die cuts. But you're using them in a different way. Look at how pretty is that one. I know, right? Okay, so I still have more though. Remember, I still have these pieces left, and I have this negative piece left that I got the positive out of. What do I do with these? Do I just throw them away? It seems almost a crying shame to throw that away, right? So you use it. You absolutely use it. Let's go ahead and cut it. Let's go ahead and, well, I guess I can, do we want to glitter it? Do we want to foil it? Do we want to mega flake it? What makes our heart happy? Let's go ahead and let's flake it. Let's go ahead and flake it. So I'm peeling this piece off, exposing my sticky. I'm going to bring my mega flakes right back on over. I'm going to dip in there and get some on there. And anywhere it's sticky, those flakes are going to hold. And I want to get them off right over the bowl, because anything that I don't use, that I burnish off with my Stemple brush, is going to go right back into that bowl, because you can reuse them. And you'll see that your lines are nice. Wherever that tape is where it's going to hold. You get lovely all over coverage. And you have zero waste, because it all goes right back into that bowl. And even the smallest little flakes that you think are not usable for anything will still work. Okay. So you're probably thinking, yeah, that doesn't look like much, Stacey, but wait. We are talking about zero waste product for crafting, and that just is a hard thing to come by. All right, I flaked it. I know it doesn't look like much yet, but give it a moment. Trust me, give it a moment. Now, I can take, and up to me what I want to do. I can choose to trim this out. So let's trim this on out. A little bit off the top there. And let's trim this bottom piece out. Okay. Now what to do with it? Well, what happens if we were to grab a piece of paper? I wonder if I can still get some of this red out. Let's grab a piece of paper. I'm going to hope that my die is going to fit. Haha, no problem. Let's put some Stacey tape right on the back of it, on the back of my paper. A little bit too much. You're going to want to cut off that excess so it doesn't stick to your cutting pad with your Big Shot machine or your Cuttlebug or your Platinum. I did that. I forgot to cut off the tape. It's in a YouTube and I had to pry it off. It still came off my cutting pads, but it was a moment, that's for sure. It's on YouTube, and gosh, once it's on YouTube, it's there forever. So I'm gonna bring over my machine. This time I do need a precision base plate because I am working with an intricate die. I'm gonna pull over my precision base plate. I wanna make sure that the directions are not facing me. If I'm running it through this way and I can read the directions, no matter what precision base plate you have, it is wrong. Okay, so I'm gonna put this here and I'm gonna send it on through. And now I'm asking it to go through paper, I'm asking it to go through adhesive, I'm asking it to go through liner, I'm asking a lot of my die. So I'm gonna do my rotate and I'm gonna send it back through. Remember, chemically etched dies or wafer dies don't really have a cutting edge. There's not a blade to them like a steel rule die, like a thick die. So you're asking a lot for a little die to go through so much. I might even send it through one more time just to be sure. I probably did one too many times, but that's okay. Let's move it out of my way. Okay, now this is where some people go, oh, it didn't cut all the way out. Now I have to throw it away. No, the liner's on the back side and it might not have cut all the way through, but that's okay. It's called a kiss cut. It just kissed the paper and cut the paper. As long as the paper comes out, that's all that matters to you. So now I've got these two pieces. What am I going to do with them? Let's grab a piece of black paper. Oh, my freehanding was not so good this time. No. My freehanding was not all that and a bag of chips right now. But we're gonna kind of go with it. I'm gonna take some of my thinner Stacey tape and just quickly put some on the back side, just so I can get it down so you can see it. You would do a much better job using it, putting the adhesive on so that you're sure it's gonna stay. I just want to be easy peasy mac and cheesy. I'm gonna expose the tape. These liners I'm not going to keep. They're too thin and not long enough to do anything with. I'm going to put it right down onto my black paper. I'm going to pull out my die cut. Doesn't matter that it didn't cut the liner. That doesn't matter to you because you're going to throw that away anyway, although I would pull this off because now you've got a beautiful negative that's already done with Stacey tape. I would probably keep that too, but that's me. And now I can put this in here. too high. Pull up real quick, you've got time. Lower it just a little bit. Oh, too high over here. So you've got time. Pull it up and just lower it just a little bit. You've got time. It's all right. You've got opportunity to fix. And then I'm going to cut and cut. And now I've made a whole nother embellishment by using the leftover piece that got cut out. Could I have cut this with Stacey tape on the top and put glitter here and then put it down? You bet I could. And here I did this one a little bit earlier with glitter versus foil. You have options, and you're using something that most people would throw away. And as long as you leave the liner on it, you don't have to do it right away. You can put it away and put it in a spare parts drawer and use it later. Absolutely you can. But we still have one more thing. Remember when we die cut out our liner? When I used the liner, let's do it again real quick. So you remember. So I've got a little bit of liner from something I did earlier, or I could even use, if I really wanted to, I could even use this and lay this in there. Okay, so let's try that. So this is the liner taken off from when I cut one of the frames. Now I'm going to bring over, I'm going to use that. Now I'm going to put this in the center of it. And I'm going to get a twofer. You're like, a twofer? Yeah, a twofer. Oh, can't have that on the underneath. Roll, roll, roll. I'm going to rotate it because it's an intricate die, and I'm going to send it on back. And again, this is just the liner. No tape on this, no cardstock on this. It was this piece that I now have oodles of. All my little fallouts come out. Little pieces that you don't want. Ho, ho, ho. Makes my heart so happy. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Holy smokes, artichokes. And I still have another one of these that I can use. But now I've got this. What do I want to do with this? I don't even know what I want to do with it. Let's grab another piece of paper and let's use black. And let's put some of my Stacey tape down. Cut off the excess. It's stuck to me. Cut this off. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, now let's peel. Let's peel this up, expose my sticky, keep this. Let's lay this down. It doesn't necessarily have to be down straight because we can always trim it out. But you do need to make sure that it's not touching each other. See? Can you see how the line has disappeared? I need to open that up and just relay it one more time until that moves where it needs to be. So that's good. That's good. And with my tweezers, I'm just going to move this one up just a little bit and then lay it down. And I'm going to move this one just a little bit, just to line it up. Yay! Okay. Press, 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 press. Press, 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 press. And, gosh, I could do, I don't know. I guess I could do, I don't know. What do I want to do? Glitter, glitter, foil, foil. Let's try foil. Let's try gold foil. I'm going to take off my little piece here. And all I'm using is the scraps that most people throw away. And I haven't used a foiling machine yet. Let's go over the top, top, top. So I'm going to trim off those edges just so they don't stick to me. And I've got my foil down, and I'm just going to use my fingers. And I'm just going to get in there and press, press, press. And that foil is going to stick to that adhesive. And then I'm going to peel, peel, peel. Ooh. And I got pretty, pretty, pretty. And now, what am I going to do? I've got that centerpiece. Oh, I've got a little bit of foil there that didn't go in the center yet. So I'm going to take the extra foil. The extra foil on this. And any place I can see black that should be gold, I'm just going to press this right into it so that it sticks. Any place that I didn't get because those lines are really thin. So I'm just going to press that in there. And that foil is going to stick to it. I think that's good. There and there. Who knew you could go back in and just press with your finger to fill in all of that space. And again, we're using the throwaway parts. Right now, all we've used is some foil and the throwaway parts with some of your masks with some Stacey tape. Okay, now we gotta peel this off. This mask isn't going to make it. I broke it. So I'm going to pop that little piece off. So if I wanted to do this again, I'd have to make a new one. But I've got oodles of those little pieces. And if not, I've got plenty of liner to do it with. So now what do I want? How about the green? We'll go ahead and we'll use the green foil. It's all about using masks and how to best use them for what it is you want to create, and how to make something where you're taking what would be the throwaway piece and making it into something that's fabulous. This all would be the throwaway piece. And now I have the negative. So it's not even, I'm not even doing the positive. This was the positive. I'm now going to have a design that's a little bit different because I'm going to foil the negative piece. Do I have one that I did a foiling on the negative piece? Oh, yeah, this one. So I'll show you that one in just a minute. So let's put the green on top of it. And where that sticky was, it's going to stick again. There's a little bit of black in there that didn't get foil. I'm just gonna take this and push it right down on it, and poof, it's foiled. Ta-da! Now I can take it and trim it to whatever I want it to be. And mat it on whatever I want to mat it on. And I've made a whole nother embellishment out of something I was going to throw away. It's out of something I was going to throw away. Here, I did this one earlier. So this is using the negative space. So you've got positive, negative. I was doing these earlier. Look at this one. Again, that's even different. That's a whole nother look. A whole nother look, just using the pieces we were going to throw away. You have got lots and lots of options. I have this piece. What do I want to do with this? Well, I could. This is the piece of black that I cut out to put inside of the one I was just holding. This one. So I took a piece of black and cut out my design. But I could take this. Think about what you have and how to get the most out of it so that you're really utilizing, and it's not just, I mean, it is about getting the most out of your crafting stuff, it really is, but it's also about forcing yourself to think differently. Think outside the box. Think differently. How can you take this and make it more than what it was? I mean, I'd love to say that my dies and my product is all that and a bag of chips, but they're dies. They're great. I love them. I'm not going to lie. I think they're pretty good. But if that's all you think you can do with them, there's so much more. So now I can take this. This is sticky right there. What do I want to put on the inside of that? Let's get those gilding flakes. And this is out of the scrap piece of paper because this was out of the piece that made the die cut. This is the leftover piece. So here's the die cut. Here's the negative piece that we all normally throw away. Normally, all I did was put a piece of Stacey tape because now it's sticky. Now you can do something with it. So yes, it absolutely is about getting the most out of your materials, about your crafty budget, because we all have one, even me. When I go to the shows, I only have so much money to spend to bring in new product. Oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. I seriously have to think about what it is I want to buy, just like you have to think about what it is you want to buy. And when you can find something that's going to give you more than what it was originally intended for, well, who doesn't want to buy that? Look at how beautiful, that is out of this. That is out of the extra piece that we cut the die cut out of. Oh my gosh. So we have used every little bit we could, from the liner that most people throw away, making masks, to all the little ins and outs and the little extras and the little things you would normally just toss. Don't. Give them an opportunity. Sit down. Take a little time out of your crafty and just play. Give yourself permission to just play. And I think once you start, especially with the positives and the negatives and the masking, your mind with the dies you may already own, this is a negative. It's not the positive, it's a negative. Here's the positive, that die cut right here. This is the leftovers, but it's beautiful. You have options if you give yourself the opportunity to take them. All right, There was a lot going on, I know, and I hope I didn't confuse you all. I'll be doing masking, I think, again later on in January, only in a totally different way, but I will maybe review some of that. The samples that I have are things that I was just doing while we were literally playing here. All the different ones that I did using nothing more than what you probably already have. And maybe you only have 2 colors of foil. Okay, well that's 2 colors of foil, but maybe you have 3 colors of glitter. So now you're mixing your 2 colors of foil with your 3 colors of glitter. And maybe you only have 1 of the gilding flakes. Well, now you've got some glitter, some foil, and some gilding flakes to mix and match any way that will make your heart happy. That's the glitter and the mega flakes. And here we have the foil and the mega flakes. And here we have my transparent glitter and the mega flakes. And here we have mega flakes and silver foil. You have so many opportunities to just play. And because you're using the scraps, the extras that most people throw away, you don't feel like you can't explore. Because you were going to put them in the trash anyway. All right, so there you go. Lots to think about, lots to ponder. Let your mind go. It's okay, let it go. You will be happy that you did. Now, just some quick samples because these are the samples used in the make and take. And the dies that we used are part of the December Simply Defined release, so they're still up. We've got the really pretty hello there. And I have the thankful. And again, these are using my big die set for my big stamp set for $7.99, where you get tons of words that are nice and big. And so happy. So pretty. And here's another one with one of the different dies that come with that set. The hello there with a different, is that different? Yeah, different. And this is using leftovers. Many thanks. There's another hello there. All done with foil and mega flakes. And gosh, are the rest of them hello there? They are. Hello, hello, and hello. All right, the mega flakes will be on sale. I'm not going to put the foiling on sale because I think most of you already have some of it, and you can use the thermal web, you can use the glimmer foil, you can use the Crafter's Companion foil, but we always recommend Couture Creations just because the foil is the best price for as much as you get, 15 feet for $2.80. The flakes you may not have, so those we're going to put on sale, and again, I want to say there's 12 or 13 different colors, and they'll be all on sale for you in the YouTube Yummies, along with, let me tilt up, along with, whoa, I feel myself rocking this, okay, back down, along with, hello there, and let's zoom out, oh, okay, so the Mega Flakes will be on sale, December's Simply Defined will still be available in the YouTube Yummies, and then the last of the Simply Defined, the rest of, not the best of, the rest of whatever we have left from orders that canceled to people who maybe they bought 2 of them. A lot of people are good at that. I'm good at that. I think one of our customers has like 6 distress inks, all the same color. They just loved it so much. I think it was, oh, it's tea dye. I think she owns like 6, or she kept returning it because she kept ordering it again and again because she just loved it so much. So these are leftovers from previous years, previous collections at greatly reduced pricing for us to say and send them on their way to your happy home in hopes of getting me into my happy home. So 2018 is in the books, people. We did it. We got through it. I owe a great debt to all of you for helping me, and I will see you in 2019, where it is going to be an amazing year. I just know it. All right, me, Stacey, Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com.